Hey, welcome back into a brand new week. I keep saying that, and we keep saying that you can't welcome someone into a new week because it's a new week.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast.
That's right.
Not the week. How you doing? Hope you've been doing well. Today, if you're tuning in, we are still sitting in the middle of the office.
That's right. We are this close to getting the set complete. It's happening in the next week or so, I believe. If it's not, then it's no loss to you. We're still recording podcasts.
Technically, unless you can visually hear the sounds of the space and how it looks like, visually see. Audioly see. Yes. You can see through your ears. No. It is clear that we're not awake yet, and so are you, unless you're listening to this at night. We hope you guys have been doing well. Today, we have two very lovely ladies to help ease the burden of listening to our voices.
That's right.
Who you, what you do. Please take it away, lady on my left.
Hi, I'm Natalie. And
That's it?
That is what it is. What do you do, Natalie?
I'm the head of creative at Blank Slate. So I do anything and everything creative lah.
I like the pun on that because if you watched the Duduk Roma series for a long while, she was really just a kid.
you also really like.
You were literal head.
You were literal
I
head.
was a literal animal.
So like I remember when you finally showed your face in one of the Duduk Rumah series, then people were like commenting, "Oh my gosh, this is Natalie."
Yeah.
People always just
there were
see
some
your
people
floating-
like, who's that actually?
It's me, Natalie.
Was it a choice to just be an emoji head? What is it called? Emojicon?
Memoji.
Memoji.
Oh my lord, Memoji. Yeah.
Why did you like end up doing that for most of your videos?
I think because I feel very awkward filming like a selfie thing.
She might just be a hit right now.
Yeah, editors just
Wow, the effort for this video.
No, never mind, guys. We also have returning to the table once again, no stranger. It's Sophira.
Hi.
Hi, Sophira. Who are you? What do you do?
I'm Sophira.
Nice.
I handle accounts and strategy here at Blank Slate.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it at the table.
Good day.
Good day.
Oh my goodness.
Today we are talking about something that's going to dive deep into the recesses of your mind and your emotions. We're talking about some really heartbreaking moments. Not so much so as the topic suggests, which was suggested by our showrunner, producer Maxine, and writer Vivian.
Wow.
Today's topic is about betrayal.
How in the world do you start that? That is insane.
That's not even the topic title. Today's topic is about betrayal, learning to say no, and standing up for yourself.
I love it because
Take a pic, man.
it almost paints the picture like someone's betraying you. You say no,
And then you stand up for yourself.
don't betray me. Then I stand up for myself, and then you reverse betray.
This is the Neapolitan ice cream of hurt. Let's dive into it. Before we
Okay.
start, I got no fun questions. There's no way to make
You
this
guys
podcast
like,
a happy one.
what's your best experience with betrayal to date?
No, that's not where we're going.
To be
Let
very
me
honest,
count the ways.
to be honest, when I read the topic also, I'm like, oh wow, there is no fun
That's
way
hard.
to segue into this. But you know what? Let's talk about the most well-known betrayal of all time. Would you argue? That is betrayal of sound, right?
Right.
Would you argue that the biggest betrayal of all time
That's 2020.
is Caesar and Brutus, Jesus and Judas, or I realized I need to stop the last one because I was about to get political of Malaysia. But yeah, let's just choose between those two.
We're good. No.
What would you think? Jesus and Judas or Caesar and Brutus? You know the whole scene about et tu Brute, and then he stabs Caesar.
Top 10 betrayals.
Top 10 betrayals of all time.
I feel like it's when Sasuke left Naruto
Absolutely.
for the pursuit of power. That was not
Yeah.
fair. I was so sad.
Right,
It trumps
right.
Jesus for sure.
I mean, Jesus died. He just died for the whole
Yeah.
world, but it's Sasuke and his greed for power.
Yeah.
What is your biggest betrayal experience in your life? or you've heard
we're
of?
jumping in straight.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's like
you mean
Deep dive.
You mean of the year
of
2020?
anything you've ever known. Could be a show.
Maybe let's do a recent one before we jump into like an
How
emotional.
recent? How recent is
Like
recent?
when's your most, like, if you could
Recent
recall
betrayal.
Yeah, recent betrayal.
Wow.
This whole year.
Yes, this year was betrayal.
Yeah.
To
So
us all.
I still haven't brushed teeth in my own toilet. Because the sink people betrayed my trust.
Huh?
So we moved into a new house.
Yeah.
My sink didn't come.
Until now.
No, for the first 1.5 week. And now the running water not working also.
Huh?
So yeah, it's
I don't understand.
It's very betrayal. People don't understand betrayal most of the time. I also don't understand. I've not brushed teeth for like one half weeks. Because my sing is
Why
just not
was
okay.
your first reaction to inhale air?
Yeah, Sophira's a bit weird. Don't know whether you dig that or not, but she's like, oh, you didn't brush teeth? Sorry, just my nose problem.
My last
ASMR
moment.
for you.
Natalie, can you think of a moment where you felt betrayed recently?
Recently, gotta be the trending thing Among Us.
Among Us, we're gonna dive into that later on in the.
Wait, hold on. Is this where the topic came from? Is this?
I feel like it kind of. Yes, Maxine's
Oh
nodding her
my
head.
god!
No, we can talk about that later. Okay, so anything that's like not a game.
But isn't betrayal a game?
I won't say that I have like exact experience with betrayal. Thankfully,
Usually the betrayer says that.
That's true.
I'm kidding.
we'll find out
Sophia is
later.
not- Oh my god! Sus. Sus Sophira.
I don't think I have actual real stories of betrayal. Thankfully, I'm glad.
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
It's a great blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I think betrayal comes in all forms and sizes and shapes, right? Sometimes it's a small thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, oh man, I thought you said you're gonna come with me to hang out, and then you didn't come, and that's a form of betrayal
Yeah.
because there was an expectation and trust. But sometimes it's full on.
Yeah.
Hey, why do you steal my inheritance?
Oh my
Like
god.
full on betrayal. It could be
can't
either
Oh,
and
yeah,
all
I
of
mean,
that.
I go through betrayal every day, man.
Sorry, what?
Rendering
Maybe I
time
should
for
think
the
about
rendering
this.
time for Premiere
That
Pro.
is true.
Oh, yes.
It's always a
That's
betrayal.
true.
Like
Adobe.
what is 15 minutes? I've been here for 1 hour. You know?
It's true. So
Betrayal
I
trust.
think maybe let's not dwell too much on the betrayal stories, which will inevitably come out in a bit later.
Oh,
but I
man.
think the interesting about today's topic is the part of saying no and learning to stand up for yourself. I feel this one is the one that a lot of us actually struggle with because betrayal, you only know when you're being betrayed after it happens.
I'm still trying to understand how to say no after betrayal. Like it happened.
You can't. It happened already.
This
Yeah.
is going to be interesting.
So
like,
maybe to avoid being betrayed,
say no to
it's-
friendships.
Ooh.
No.
Just in general, be a loner.
Help. Maxine, is this where you thought this podcast would go?
Like no one can betray you if you're alone. Then you only
It's
betray
true.
yourself.
That's crazy.
But then that's not a good solve.
That's not where
Yeah.
we're going with this one. This podcast is for everyone who's a yes man.
Oh,
This podcast is for everyone who has issues and problems saying no to their friends because they're a nice person.
this is for everyone who cannot win a single game of Among Us.
So don't
Look
be
at you,
nice.
Kim. Whenever Kim becomes the imposter, she passes her phone to someone else.
Why?
That's
Oh.
crazy.
She
Why would
Oh.
she can't betray.
Yes, that
Yeah.
did happen.
Yeah, multiple times. Kim,
Oh
looking
my
at you,
gosh, she's such a pure heart.
Such a pure heart. Okay, no, but I think at this table, let's be honest. To your friends and okay, maybe family is easier to say no to, but to your friends, right? Do you think that it's hard for you to say no sometimes? Hands up if that's you.
My middle name is No.
I'll be
Yes.
a half.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes the close ones are. It's hard for me to say no.
Right.
So we have the spectrum. We have Mingan who doesn't give a
Yeah,
flying F about you.
my auntie fell down the stairs. She said, "Help me, Mingan." No. I am really good
It's
at
not
saying
true.
no.
It's not true. It's not true.
we need to
not
end
This is
true.
unnecessary
End the podcast
drama.
here.
Right.
Gotta help his auntie.
I'm really good at saying no. Like really good.
So you're half.
I'm half.
Depends on the closeness of you. Or like
I think the situation. So for me, like I have no problem saying no. Obviously, sometimes it does lead towards me just giving in.
Oh.
But I think the basic principle I have is to be very self-aware. So even if I do somehow end up saying yes a few times in a row, I'll be quite conscious of it. So
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
be like,
For
okay,
sure.
I know I put myself in that situation and then I deal with it. One thing I can't deal with is when people keep saying yes and then they whine about it. But I'm like, if
Oh.
you have to be asked to be able to say no. So whatever it is, it's always a choice, right? So
And that's our podcast for today, guys.
Thank
That's
you.
crazy.
But there's a very interesting, factor about that because you are the half, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, how about someone who cannot say?
Yeah.
For me, so people might think that, oh, I want to please people, but for me, I think is the sense of I just really like to help people.
You do.
So,
You
so-
really do.
So it sometimes comes to a point that I keep saying, yeah, sure, no worries.
Oh,
or some
man.
people, it's like, hey, I can't make it. Can you replace me? Even though I've done, let's say, this shift for like 2-3
that
days in a
explains a
row.
lot of
Then,
things suddenly.
then it's like,
getting
yeah,
real.
yeah, it's a real life story. Then it does.
Can you
come
tell
to
this
the
story?
point-
Let's hear this story.
So actually, people can betray your no.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just make use of your yeses, lah, right?
They just make use of my vulnerability to
Vulnerability.
say
Vulnerability.
the capability to not say no.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Yummy.
I think
Yeah.
the problem with us, I think sometimes we don't want to let people down.
Yeah.
Right? There's a group of people in this world who care very much about their friends, and they're like, I don't want to let you down. I want to be there for you.
Yeah.
The first person that comes to mind when I think about this is actually Caleb. Caleb never says no at all, right? And I don't talk about a recent story that happened because we're all still laughing about it in the office.
PNC for now.
PNC.
Oh no, I don't know anything. I want to know about it. Tell me now.
We'll
We'll
tell you
talk about it
after the
later.
Oh, is it that
podcast.
bad? I really want to know it now.
I think it stems from a couple of things. One is like like you said, like wanting and willing to help.
Yeah.
But also then you don't want to let people down. But I think beyond that is just not knowing where to learn to be selfish.
Yes.
I think it's like so selfish. When you say it on its own, it sounds like it's negative, like in connotation. But if you get older, you realize that again, we talk about this in podcasts all the time. You have a finite number of resources. It's your energy, it's your time, and how you spend that dictates what your life quality is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Which moves on to the next part about standing up for yourself. For Soph,
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I said to the auntie who fell down the stairs. You gotta stand up yourself.
I think
Different
Wow,
context.
this really flows really well. Like, no.
it's a really good analogy. Actually.
this is making it into the podcast.
Help.
Is your
Hi,
auntie okay?
Auntie, I can't remember at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But coming up, from that, like, I have no problem saying no. But I think instead of saying, like, I think people mistake, there's a very easy say, like, crap, if I say no, am I selfish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Am I like looking out for myself? But I think I don't see it as being selfish because it's not like I say no to everyone. I think it's really more of like, why are you asking me this when I know you can do that very simply? Or if I feel like the guy is trying to get out of something and trying to push responsibility or something else. Or if I feel that you are like whoever is being asked, right, you're getting swindled of your time and effort. I'm very
So you're quite analytical
the
about
bullshit
the
meter
context.
is very strong. Yeah, you can tell when someone's trying to take advantage of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a very simple no to that. But I always believe that okay lah, maybe the first time they ask, say yes.
Okay.
Or like the first time they ask, say yes. Then the second time they ask again, I'm like, okay, what's up with that? And then they give a good enough reason, like the auntie fell down the stairs, I'll go and help you lah. But third again, like how many aunties do you have at this time? Like how many stairs do they keep falling down? Can they actually walk on their own?
Be concerned.
Yes, very much so.
Which auntie this is.
But yeah, I do think no is less about being selfish and really knowing when someone is trying to take advantage of you.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is the betrays.
Wow.
The sus.
So I've got
The
a
real
friend.
sus.
I've got. I almost
You had
went
a
into
friend?
the story. I almost went into Caleb's story, but I'm going to stop myself here.
Why did you could have just went if you've got a friend?
Such a good story about betrayal and taking advantage and needing to learn to say no and standing up for yourself.
But you're right. Yes, men. Yes, women. Yes, women.
Just
Women
yes,
and men. Yes.
Yes, people.
They
Yes,
do take that whole they don't be like people take advantage of them.
But they don't feel it as well.
do you feel it? Like,
Caleb doesn't feel it.
I feel like because the thing is I've grown out of that. I've learned how to say no and step out. So I've been there and now I'm here. So the thing is why you keep saying yes is because there is a part of you, as much as we want to deny, you want to please other people.
definitely, yeah.
And you're worried that people might judge you if you say no.
Right.
And people might judge your value or your friendship
Yeah.
or your quality.
right.
Yeah.
So it's perception as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's crazy, right? It's almost like you're going to ask somebody for a favor
Yeah.
that they don't ask you. You know, like someone's asking you like for a favor,
Yeah.
but you're not allowed to say no because
Yeah.
you're scared about like, oh crap, if I don't do this for you, then it looks like I'm selfish. I feel that's a
Yeah.
really unfair exchange.
Yeah.
Like I don't go to the chicken rice man and say like, hey bro, okay, I want 5 bowls, like no payment. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like, give me for fun. Then he's like, I'm running a business here. Oh wow, real selfish of you, chicken rice man. Like, you know, people don't do that, but to friends apparently, you know, you don't have to pay for anything. You can just ask as much as you want. But yeah, Caleb's why do we keep on going back to Caleb?
Caleb's like
Caleb
the
is the
ultimate
yes man.
example.
And
Yeah.
he needs to have can he just be floating around with like angel wings and like
Yeah.
a halo of yeses around his head?
Okay, so when it comes to learning to stand up for yourself, what do you
Yeah,
think
where does it begin?
is like what is standing up for yourself to you in the context of friendship? I think
Yeah.
since we're talking about like friendship favors, asking for help, learning to say no, when do you put your foot down and be like,
No, auntie, stand up for yourself.
Yes, stand up for yourself. No, you are standing up for yourself.
I would probably help your auntie, but like
You might.
I guess coming back to it, it's kind of what you mentioned just now. Not so much to me being selfish to a certain extent, but it's just knowing when to draw a line.
Yes.
Knowing when, like, it's being self-aware basically, knowing when you're taking advantage of, like, you can tell. I feel like it's impossible to not be able
But that's
to tell.
crazy. Yes, people usually can't tell.
Yeah, it's true.
Because they feel like
can't.
they feel like they're really contributing into friends' lives. You know?
Okay, so I'll give you a couple of people who in the office would do this, right? Desmond, Raj, Caleb.
Jemson is a no man. He looks like a yes man, but he's actually a no man.
Jemson, like let's paint some context, right?
Yeah.
I live in let's say I live 5 minutes from Wanatama. And I could take a Grab.
Yeah.
I could drive. I could
literally walk.
I could take I could ride my bicycle to Wanatama.
Yeah.
But I decided, no, I'm going to call up my friends and see who's willing to fetch me, right?
Yeah.
If I call up Jemson, will you fetch me to Wanatama?
This
from
is
my
his.
house?
I know.
Really?
Don't lie.
I feel like you
I
would.
can hear the conversation.
So near behind our last
I can already hear the conversation. Jemson, can you fetch me, Hannah?
Huh? Huh? Your house is so near. Okay?
Where are you?
Yeah. Like, okay, Jemson would probably say yes, but he would analyze the
Yeah,
situation.
correct.
And he'll give you different solves.
Correct.
Basically, he would want to not fetch you, okay?
But he will be willing to.
No,
Yeah.
because I'm the same. First thing I'm like, where you? I'm at home. Don't you live next to Otama?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, you can just tell us.
I mean, you have to tell us because you have no mic. We have to,
Yeah, so I don't know. Okay. So I think like what Mingyu said.
He thinks what Mingyu says.
It's like more like I want to solve your problem. But I'm
He
like,
wants to solve
why
your
must
problem.
I-
But why must I?
Why must I go out of my way to fetch you?
Yeah.
So if I can solve your problem,
If I can solve my problem.
Yep. Okay, so
Wow.
what did Jemson say?
Basically, he said, go and take a damn cab, idiot.
Yeah, that's basically Jemson's answer. Let's switch it to someone like
Speaking from
Desmond.
the heart.
So Desmond, let's say Desmond stays about 10 minutes away
Desmond
from
will
Wanatama.
drive from Penang
Dude, Desmond
to
would.
fetch you to Wanatama and drive back to
Yes,
Penang.
correct. Desmond, would you, no questions asked, Desmond, can you fetch me to Wanatama? Straight up.
While he's breastfeeding his baby,
Yeah.
he will drop the baby.
And he will fetch me.
Oh, he'll come with the baby.
He will come with the baby. Okay. Where's Raj? Raj outside. But Raj is probably the same as well.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because it doesn't indicate whether this person is a better friend or not.
Yeah.
Right? Let's get that out of the way because either way,
Oh, then they might be horrible friends. But they're very helpful.
who, Jemson or Desmond?
Oh, well, let's just not go there.
No, like I
just
agree,
popped in.
I agree with you. I agree with the fact that actually, like this, it's practicality. And what Soph said, right? Like thinking about, is this more than I need to do? Does this inconvenience me way like bigger than I should be inconvenienced, right? People have different degrees of it. So if you're in the car or in the library or whatever listening to this podcast right now at home, quickly ask yourself, if a friend who lives next to a mall asks you 15 minutes away from the mall to fetch them to the mall, would you do it? And you have no plans. If you were on the way, of course, then if you say no, you're just a bitch. But if you had like no plans with that person and be like, hey, can you pick me up? Like that inconvenience, right? What is the possibility of you saying yes to that? And that's really, I think, where we want to kind of sit on today's discussion topic. Nat, when you were
Yes, man. Why, man?
when you were the yes
yes man.
when you were in your yes phase, right?
Yeah.
What was maybe one of the I guess standout moments that you were like, okay, I need to reevaluate not just friendship, but just how much I'm willing to put myself out. Like, what was it that exhausted that yes man?
I think because you keep saying yes and you tend to do have sacrifices. So it came to the point that I realized, oh no, the sacrifices I'm making are actually affecting me.
Yeah.
So I actually had like a mental breakdown for it.
Wow.
Yeah, because I realized, I sacrifice so much and I don't have enough time for myself or my family. I keep saying yes. So it came to the point that it affected my work, my family, my friends. So it took me a while to so-called recover from this.
That's really extreme.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So this happened, I think, like 4 or 5 years ago.
Exactly 4
Yeah.
or 5 years ago. I see.
Oh,
I see. Okay,
but
okay.
but
I didn't
yeah,
understand.
I don't know. I just wanted to be mysterious in the pinpointing time. I don't
But
know.
I guess that is the key word also, like compromise.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
Yeah. It's true. If what kind of friend do you have that ask so much of your life and not care about your life like that?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I
That's
think
a bad friend.
for me, I think also at that time I was young. Then I was like, I want to get as much things done as possible. But
You want
then
to get other people's things done.
Yeah. not enough yours, other
Yeah.
people's.
I was like filling the void. But then it came to a point like adulting is like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Who am I doing this for?
Yeah.
I'm doing for someone else, not myself. Where's the self-love? Where's the so-called selfishness? But yeah, to yourself lah.
Ming, what do you think about that?
I think that's a move.
Oh.
Not from you, from your friend. Because I think I have friends who, literally the same example Ming use. I literally have a very close college friend. His name is William. Wait, shout out if you're listening.
What up, William?
He's the nicest dude in the world. He's the kind of dude that girls walk over him like literally like a door rug, right? But he really walks his talk because he really is as helpful to guys as he is to girls.
Love it.
Like literally, I can be messaging him. I'm like, I'm taking a bus to Wanatama now. Then I got to figure out the way home. Then he said, you know what? I'll fetch you home from Wanatama lah. And I'm like, dude, where the heck are you? Why are you going to fetch me home from Wanatama? Like, yeah, I'm just driving around. I'm like, questions? Why? No, he was really coming back from somewhere, and he offered like, you know what? I'll just wait at the Wanatama bus stop, and I'll fetch you home. And I'm like, wow, that's really nice of you. And you see, I remember that day until now. So maybe some yes men really want to be remembered for that moment that I really helped you in your life. But I think that's the difference, right? Because as much as I know William is really helpful, I won't go and mistake his help for, like, hey, today I feel like going mama, you got anything going on?
I love that.
Then, right.
You wouldn't do that because
you won't.
You're a good. I mean,
you don't take advantage lah.
You're even a good person.
Don't be
you're a normal
a friend.
Correct. And I think betrayal stems.
From betrayal. It is the root word of betrayal.
I don't think that's no. That's
Urban Dictionary.
Real.
bitch real.
Real bitch, yo. Betrayal.
Real is betray.
Yes.
Okay. No, the point I was gonna make is that I think betrayal happens on two accounts, right? One is, of course, when it's so freaking intentional that it's a pre-planned thing.
Actually, yeah. Pre-planned.
Betrayal is not coincidental.
No. Sometimes they like on the fly. Chance.
Yeah. But I think betrayal also happens because the other person feels they can get away with it.
And they have intentions from the
Yes,
start.
correct.
Yeah.
Like,
And they don't see the other person as of equal value. And that's why they're like, okay, you know what? Maybe this person won't mind at all if I did this to them. And then, so it's very inward looking, That's why betrayal happens, right? So, jumping back over to the part about setting up boundaries for yourself, learning to say no, standing up for yourself, and all that. How do you think life gets better for yourself when you carve out those lines and be like, hey, no?
Yeah. I guess taking that as an example also, previous Nat, yes, phase Nat, is where you see that stark contrast in like losing out on certain things and like basically not weighing out the scales.
Yeah.
I feel like if you do have the capacity to help, then you should know that you know the time that you have. It's not like you don't know what time you have. It's not like you don't know what plans you have in the week and things like that.
That really blows my mind, like how people don't, like how you keep going.
So for me, somehow it still goes back to the quality of being self-aware, because you can't say that you don't know how many hours you have in a day, you don't know what plans you're going to have in that week and things like that. And so look at that and be able to, put the pieces in
Yeah, it's correct.
and make equal time and don't lose out on anything else that will make you, because other than that, I have seen friends who just like look tired all the time, for example, or frustrated all the time just because they're helping somebody else and they think that that person's happiness will fulfill them, but it's not.
That's such
Actually,
a
no, the
great
other way.
point,
It's not just fulfillment. It's like, crap, I'm responsible for your happiness
Yes.
now. If it doesn't happen, you're going to be sad.
Yeah.
Because I married one of those yes men. So yes, woman. I didn't marry a man. I married a woman.
Questions.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Like I think there's a very huge responsibility. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Because when I did talk to women, I did talk to Suyen. She really felt like I have to help you. Like if you ask me, that's my responsibility
Yeah.
now.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, if like you wouldn't have asked anyone else, you came to me.
Yeah.
I must be your God at some point.
Wow.
Like, you know, so there's a very unhealthy relationship both ways because
Yeah.
one is taking advantage.
Yeah.
And the other one is like, I must be, you know, I need to be dependent on in some way. I need to fulfill that dependence. And then basically her whole planner is just every single day a different name.
Yeah.
And then you don't realize that
Wow.
you have how many people can you help in one day? I don't know.
Yeah.
And it depends on the scope of your work or what you're good at, right? It really snowballs from there.
Yeah.
Because if you're like, can you imagine if you're a designer, right?
Yeah.
All your friends start brands and then you,
Design for
you need
everybody.
to design everyone's
Yeah,
brand.
that's crazy.
No.
Oh, now get, hey, good job.
No.
One more time, louder.
Nope.
Okay, sorry.
I love that.
Yeah.
But it's true. It's true. I don't know. I never understood how you can continually, because I think our sister is one of that. She went through a
Yeah.
whole phase of like, no, but my friend needs help.
Yeah.
No, my friend really needs help. I'm like, really? Like,
Yeah.
like, you know? And then she had no time to do anything of her own. She would start her own work at 2 o'clock at night or 1 o'clock at night.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I don't even start my own homework helping people at like
That's
2
why I just
o'clock
don't
at
do
night.
homework. You just don't do it, right? It's more
That's
time
not
for
the
everybody.
point.
Oh, sorry.
The teacher is tricking her. The teacher wants us to do our homework for her.
I've got a really, really, really good story. So in the office right now, Blank Slate and Core, we're in our review season, right? We have the objective key. Is that correct? Objective key results, right, Mel? That's right. OKR season right
Orang
now.
kurang results.
Yes, also that. So we identify if you have objective key results or you are a orang kurang results. So it's basically we do this every quarter, and what we do is that we set goals for ourselves and we run it by with the vision and mission of the company, and make sure that it's not just like kind of result oriented. It's also really for personal growth, and that's why we do OKRs in the office. Yesterday we had one session, myself and Mel, who is our HR queen. We had a session with one of the team members from Blank Slate, and this person in particular has a very interesting outlook of work and life. That this person needs to always she's planned out her week and days to make sure that there's enough work to be done tomorrow. So she would not finish work today because she wants to have something to do tomorrow, which is very interesting because
That's really.
it's really for real. For reals, because then
I'm
there is a
blunt.
fear of being not productive.
I'm so blunt aware.
Yeah, but it also goes beyond that. One thing about this person and what I know about this person is this person loves to help people. Right?
We
This
drop a
person-
name. Like,
We'll do it later.
Okay.
This person loves to help people, and at every moment in time, she loves to fill her plate with doing work. Whether it's for family members, a family business, a friend's wedding, photography, videography, editing, designing, anything under the sun that's creative. This person will be doing that. And we were asking like, why are you like this? Like, why do you take on requests? Why do you fill up your plate? Because the surface answer is I want to feel productive. But then, if you think about any piece of machinery, think about your car engine, right? If your car is always running and there's no downtime, no maintenance time, right? Your car will die. And I think as humans, your mind, your heart, your physical body is the same principle. You cannot be always saying yes. You can't be always filling your plate with the next task,
there's
right?
the need
Yeah.
to the need to. I want to feel dependent on.
Correct,
Or
yeah.
I want to always feel useful.
Correct. So that was actually the question that I posed to this person. I said, hey, maybe the way that you're looking at it with all these like tasks on your plate, and the reason why you fill yourself up with being busy is because you actually fear being alone. And the person said, no, I'm okay being alone. I'm an introvert. I said, no, I don't mean being alone physically with the company of people. I mean being alone with your own thoughts and have nothing else on you. And then there was like a realization that kicked in. Actually, yeah, you know what? That actually might be the case. The reason why yes people and yes men and all these people say yes to you and are willing to go the extra mile to help you out is definitely because they're good-hearted people. But there maybe be an underlying thing about not having anything to do and being alone with your own thoughts and actions. And that scares people. Because that scared me, man. When I was in England, I was like, whoa.
You had no one else to be.
I had
it was
no
just you in the grass.
I could only say yes to myself.
He
And
called
that's
the family,
crazy.
He called the family at one time. Want to watch me be a carrot?
Yeah. And I just stood in my room, in the corner.
That's what carrots do.
That's what carrots do.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, the point I was trying to...
I
That's
thought
true.
digging yourself into the ground.
No,
and,
almost. That was almost there. I
the
think
next
no,
phase?
the
Stage.
story. The reason why I shared the story is I think because sometimes we mask these issues and problems with the positive stuff. I mean, if it was negative, if let's say this person was filling that gap with like drugs, sex, and violence, then of course the friends around her is going to call a convention and be like, "Hey, yo, take it easy, right?" But when we do it out of the fact of that we're helping people or we're developing ourselves, right? It's great until you burn out,
Yes.
right? And that is the inevitable result of saying yes, of not having boundaries, of not knowing when to stand up for yourself.
And I think like I've been trying to figure out because I'm looking at today's topic again.
Yeah.
How the heck does this lead back to betrayal?
It doesn't have to.
But I think I think the betrayal's little brother or little sister is called being taken advantage of.
Yes.
Yes.
Right? And I think that's what yes men really open themselves into, or yes women. You guys, if you always say yes, you always are bound to the possibility of being let down. Because you help someone so much, and then when you ask back for help, these guys are very good at saying no. And then you're like, but I've helped you 364 days a year.
Correct.
I just need one day. You caught me on a bad day. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
Been
you're
there.
like,
You know, my friend Taylor Swift.
huh?
My friend Taylor Swift puts it very well. She says that a friend to all is a friend to none.
What song was that?
One of the newer songs, I think. any Swifties in the team? No? Okay, well, that's one of her lyrics. And as much as I cringed when I heard that, the more I thought about it, I was like, she
It's
actually
pretty
does
true.
make sense.
Yeah.
When you help everyone, you're helping nobody.
Yeah. T-Dog know what she's saying.
T-Dog,
My friend Kanye West
here we go.
say yeah.
Okay. So, Nat, what do you guys chip in on that one?
I don't have a famous friend, but
Oh no, wait, no, sorry.
But all I can say is I would agree with what Mei Hyun said. And funny thing is like if you flip the situation also is that people who always ask or always take advantage, they forget that it's both sides. So they forget that the other person can also make a judgment of character. For them, it's like, oh, if I ask and you say no, I can be like, oh, this girl, why won't she help me? Why is she not?
That's what my
But
auntie
on
said to
the
me when she fell down. Why aren't you helping me? Right? I feel like, why are you judging me for not helping you?
Just thinking of this poor lady down the stairs. But anyway, but yeah, they forget that the person on the receiving end can also make that judgment of character and be like, why can't you help yourself?
Why can't you
Sometimes
help
when you
yourself?
can. When
I
you
love
can.
And I think that's a great measuring stick for if that friendship is a good one or not.
Ooh.
It's
Because
true.
friends should be able to say yes and no whenever they need to.
Yeah.
And then as a friend, you got to understand the yes or the no.
I
That's
feel like
basically it.
you saying that right now, people are like listening to the podcast and like, oh my gosh, that's me.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's me.
which one?
All of
Everything.
that. All of that.
Because I feel like a good, healthy friendship is where both sides are growing together.
Correct. That's
and
why I
not
told my
like one
auntie.
staying stagnant.
Fall down, let me laugh at you.
Okay, I put on the pads
Take a
because
few
that was
picture-
meaningful.
Oh, sorry.
I had to cut the pads immediately.
I didn't.
That's crazy.
I can't hear the pads.
I can.
But auntie, I want to be a great friend. Like, let me laugh and take a few snaps,
help
and then
me.
I'll help you up.
I'm out.
So, like,
out.
you know,
I'm
but
freaking
no,
out.
I mean, all jokes aside, I do think that's a great like measuring stick for your friendship because like if you have a friend that you find you can only say yes to,
Ooh, that's
or
not a friend.
You have a friend that only says no to you.
Oh.
That is not a friend.
Okay,
Then-
no, maybe it's pushing. It's a big blanket to say it's not a friend.
No, I'm making a sweeping statement right now.
Minghan does that.
I just say, what kind of friend only says yes?
A good friend?
No, that's a mate.
But Caleb always says yes.
That's why he has to learn.
A pushover friend.
No, but now he's
yeah.
getting better. He's a pushover sometimes, but he has to learn. But I think his journey, like, I mean, ever since we started working together,
Yes, he's learned to say
and,
no.
and yeah, his girlfriend is one heck of a, you know,
Marissa
like, how dare
smacks
you?
it.
How
Yes.
dare you, Caleb?
I love
that kind
it.
of thing.
I love it.
But I also, like, if you are on the other side and you realize, like, oh, shucks, when is the last time I actually helped someone versus how much help I asked? This podcast might be making fun of you. You might,
Oh.
you might find your stairs really soon. And at the end of the stairs, guess who's waiting to take pictures?
Minghan's auntie.
I have no wrap up to this.
That's a bad wrap up.
Sorry.
Nat, what do you think about the whole? I mean, now that you are living in post-yes era,
That you're living.
yeah, living.
I survived.
How has that helped you carve out more time for yourself and I guess different people?
I think just tapping on what you spoke to the person about, I relate. That's how I lived my life when I was younger, a few years ago. So now reflecting back, thinking back, okay, it was what I lived through, but it also helped me break through. So
Wow,
I
come
guess,
on.
yeah.
Live through the breakthrough. Come on. Can we get the pads up? Oh my goodness. Thank you. All right, yeah.
So reflecting back, sometimes I'm like, do I regret making those decisions? Yes. But sometimes I also think back, do I regret making those decisions? No. So it's a like
Bipolar.
yeah,
Yeah.
I admit.
But I guess the
situation.
beauty of that is that if you look back now, technically those decisions also brought you to where you are today.
Yeah, the breakthrough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't change what's happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like a conversation that Soph and I had in the car earlier. She said, you know, hey, if I had the choice, I would have loved to do a student exchange program. And then I let her know, Soph, you don't. You don't have the choice.
Yeah, it's same like
past it.
what happened when we went to London together. I'm like, it was great. I remember when you and boys, I'm like, wow, I wish I always could have, studied here.
Yeah.
The next day I got hay fever. I'm like, screw that thought.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm so thankful I didn't study here.
And was your auntie at the stairs?
The point we were trying to make, is like, just as Natalie, if any of you guys have had an experiences in the past that you have had trouble saying no, or being stepped over, or being betrayed, or taken advantage and granted of, it's a reason why it's happened before. It's meant for you to learn from it. I think really, as we close the podcast today, the only thing that you guys should be left with is the thought of, where am I on that spectrum of being a yes man and being like taken advantage for? Because most times they're actually quite similar and close to each other.
I think, at the risk of like victim blaming, this is all to all the yes men. But one very similar thing we always tell people who always feel like you got to help someone is like, you're not God, okay? The worst thing you can do to a friend is keep on helping them and they don't learn for themselves. So, quit that. Sometimes, I'm not talking about my auntie who fell down the stairs.
Okay, I had to cut the pads again.
Some people need help. Some people do need help, like my auntie. But some people, they are using you as a crutch.
Yeah.
So, sometimes the best help you can give someone
is to cut off their leg.
yes. Meaning, instead of like, maybe like taking Natalie for example, you ask them, okay, why do you need this help? Can I walk you through this so you can learn it for yourself?
Yeah.
That's the best help you can, you know what they say lah, give a man a fish, feed him for a day. Take his fish away, you got a fish to sell. And that is basically the lesson I
don't think that's how.
Never heard of that. But,
Yep, I don't know what you're talking about. That's the problem
like
I've
fish.
lived my whole life.
Sorry?
Huh?
You like fish?
Yes.
That's a good yes. Yes.
I think just to wrap up the podcast today, we want to thank Nat and Soph for being in on the table again. You can see them way more often as well. I hope this podcast episode was riveting enough for
She
you
just
guys.
said no, you're not going to see it. Good job.
we're gonna
like that.
stand up for ourselves.
You don't have a choice, guys.
We're gonna stand up now.
No, you can't.
No, don't miss the
I
camera.
hope you guys enjoyed this episode and it's brought you to some sort of reflection point of where you are today and the people around you as well. I think quality of life is only as good as you make it to be. I just pulled out of my ass. Did that sound legit?
Yeah.
It sounded
We're
legit.
not forcing you. You can say no, but if you want to, share it on your IG, share this
Please.
podcast. But we're not, hey, say
We're
no
not
to us. Share it and say that I said no.
Yeah, tell
Yeah.
us when you share it
And say no
that
to us.
I said no to
But
sharing
it's
it.
all you. We're not forcing you because you're an independent, strong person.
Yeah.
Any final words, Nat and Soph?
No.
No.
Be aware, be self-aware, have self-love,
Yes.
and just learn how to stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
You can help someone, you can help yourself. Let's go.
Come on, get the pads on.
Oh.
That is Desmond's. Oh yeah, so sorry. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up. Thanks for listening, guys. Before we leave, Soph's got a song suggestion. This week we are listening to. Who's this by?
BTS.
The dip.
The Dip.
Oops.
Close.
No,
But
with the
English.
guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one's by the,
Dip.
and it's called.
She just said it. The dip.
Oh, that was the
This
the
one's called
singers.
what? What's it called?
Sure don't miss you.
Check it out on Spotify. This is what it sounds like.
When you put me down, I was all torn up. Sure enough, crying every night.
That's right, check that out. For the rest of us, have a great week ahead. We'll see you in the next podcast. Hopefully by then, the set will be completed. Otherwise, just shut up and help out, man.
Ooh, who are you asking?
Check us out on Spotify, YouTube, and the rest of the socials. We've got brand new content coming your way. See you guys, be good, wash those hands, and keep that ass clean.
Say no.